Everyone, welcome back to the channel. I realize I haven't actually done a video on VJ Edgecombe on the channel, which I kind of can't believe, but Edgecombe very much deserves one with the way he's playing recently. Shout out to Cash Iggy for the cut up, linked below as always. I've not watched this or any clips, so this is going to be a live scout with me type video on VJ, who I know had a really good box score, 28 points, 5 assists against this Baylor team. So let's get into it. And it looks like they're going to start out in a bit of a zone, but VJ hits the three. He started off really cold from three, but his indicators were always good. I always believed in the shot coming around, and he's looked a lot more comfortable and effective shooting the ball. And part of why I always bought his shot is because of the shot versatility. Like, even though the shot doesn't go in, the fact that he's so young and athletic but comfortable shooting off of movement in spots like this is really impressive to me, even if the shots aren't always going in at this point. Doesn't make that, but is an absolute menace in transition. One of the most impressive open floor athletes in quite some time. But again, loving the confidence. Great hop. I think it's hop. Yeah, hop footwork to set himself up, really balanced. Hits that three off the catch with kind of two defenders closing in on him. So really impressive shooting. And as always, we're going to go through his buckets first, then his assists and turnovers, and then his defense, just, order of the cut up. But definitely concerned about Edgecombe's handle. Like, you can see in a spot like this where he just doesn't have a lot of wiggle or ability to deceive with his handle. He loses his handle for a second and ends up just like hop stepping into a really tough shot. And he's a good shooter, good shot maker. Is he a good enough tough shot maker to kind of live like this as an on-ball creator? I think that's a reasonable question, but this was a beautiful play by Edgecombe. Oh my goodness. Great fake pass back there. Freezes number 13, the big right there, ends up going in for an easy layup. Man, really impressive stuff. And I think VJ, I do think just has a certain level of upside that a lot of other guys don't in this class because of his legitimately special first step and vertical explosion and body control and balance. While, again, the bar for him as a handler is lower than other guys. Like, he doesn't have to be a freaking Kyrie level handler to be a great player. And I think you see this with a lot of really athletic guys, Anthony Edwards, Oladipo. It's where it's like, if they can just get themselves to the front of the rim consistently, obviously VJ isn't as big or as strong as some of those guys, but still, point being, I tend to believe on these really high-level advantage creators. Oh my goodness, VJ. Look at him float. I mean, his ability to cover space, he jumps from basically here and flies all the way, landing here. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, VJ is just an unbelievable vertical athlete. And another really impressive three-point attempt, right? Just stepping in, defender closing out hard, 1-2 into a three ball, the confidence to me is a really valuable indicator. Confidence, decisiveness, ability to shoot over contests, and good job handling to his spot there. But even though VJ kind of makes a nice move, I wish he'd keep his dribble alive, try to get a little closer to the basket, but he does love these kind of tough little shots. Great touch though right there. That was with his left hand too. Very impressive, VJ. Good stuff. Another corner three. But VJ is great from the corners. I have been really impressed with his shooting lately. And I think we saw in this game, obviously some games shots are going to go in, some games shots are not going to go in. Okay, stats may be juiced low by overtime, but that's all right. We can take that. But Edgecombe under pull-up three, this is always an important one, right? For guards, basically to succeed in the NBA, or shorter guards. VJ's, 6'3", 6'4". It's hard to live if defenses can consistently go under. But Edgecombe right here, punishing that under coverage by hitting the pull-up three. Those are always important shots for shooting projection. Again, encouraging moments from Edgecombe. Another really good, Jesus Christ, he is shooting the hell out of the ball. Another confident relocation. It's not just the spotting up, right? He notices Rob Wright driving into his space. This defender is going to come and dig so he can slip behind him for, again, a still fairly contested three that Edgecombe nails. So really, really high-level shooting performance. Wow, okay, this was really impressive. I had no idea what to expect, like I said. Didn't see any clips or anything from this game, but shooting-wise, really impressive. And I think Edgecombe's passing is pretty solid as well, and great read right there. This is just, good job kind of being aware where everything is, knowing that his man is slipping behind him and that there isn't a help defender there. VJ, his handle definitely holds his passing back, but Edgecombe really does have vision, and he is very dangerous attacking off of the catch like this, where VJ is a dangerous shooter, right? So Catchings has to close out. VJ can hop step. He is at his best to me when he's like hop stepping, playing off two, just because of how much force he can generate. Hang in the air, see this opening, and find it for an open layup. So I don't know if VJ is like a primary initiator level pick and roll passer, but he can really make these reads off of drives. And I think that's the most impressive stuff he does as a playmaker to me, is his ability to bend the defense as a driver and to hit these laydowns and wraparounds and passes to cutters. Because not a lot of players with his level of athletic tools can pass like that. I mean, just the two guys I mentioned, like Anthony Edwards, Oladipo, Jaden Ivey, I don't think any of them were particularly special passers at the same stage that Edgecombe is at. And that's a great read right there. I love this play. BYU in the zone notices that the easiest bucket possible here, right, is a dunk, is a lob to his big man, throws it up into a perfect spot for Amir to go get it. Like, that's just a great read. Really does a nice job like reading the zone right there. Again, want to notice that that BYU is able to just duck under the screen and make it so VJ can't create an advantage, but still ends up finding the pop 3-pointer right here. But just something to notice, right, is what happens when defenses play under VJ's screens, when they don't allow him to get ahead of steam. What kind of plays is he creating? And nice little entry pass right there. But VJ in transition could hit ahead. He's such a good transition player. I mean, as a product of his athleticism, of course, but he's just a very talented basketball player. And this is what I'm talking about with the laydowns off of drives. And I love this decisive attack. There is a huge gap for Edgecombe. There's a huge gap for Edgecombe to attack here. And he's just going to fire right into it without even thinking. And quick 1-2 lay down when the help steps up. Like, he's just a very solid decision maker and is able to VJ's athletic tools. I do think he's quite impressive as a passer. Definitely not perfect and doesn't have as many like high level, high skill passes as a lot of the great guard prospects in this class, but he can make some really impressive reads just using his athleticism and his advantage creation tools to make open windows and to get these laydowns. And he's a great like extra passer. He can make the kind of one more pass on the perimeter, like basic put the ball on the floor for one dribble, make a play. I don't know if Edgecombe's turned the ball over in this game either, which is really nice to see. Or at least if he has turnover, I don't remember. But anyways, onto his defense, which also a ton of potential there. Not always consistent, as is the case for many freshmen, but just the physical tools alone. And look at him trying to sky up. This is not good defense after the gamble attempt. Like, you're just going to get some of this with a player like Edgecombe who isn't able to get back in front. And that's just a wide open, easy dunk for BYU's big right there. Let's see him guarding the ball right here. Yeah, he's going to, not the greatest defense in the world on this dribble handoff, but is able to get like a tiny little contest there. Again, guarding the dribble handoff right here. Looks like he's kind of being told to switch. Yeah. And isn't able to get back. But I think that was like, a team defense error. And as I always talk about, it's hard to evaluate defense without one deep knowledge of the scheme and like being able to like talk to and understand what some of the assignments are on any given play, which is why I don't always, but good aggression by their I like the aggression there to try to force turnover, which is why I'm not always, or I don't usually definitively talk about like these kind of errors and stuff, or I guess I can talk about my perception of what I would, guess the error or the quote unquote correct decision is. But good job by VJ fronting, and you can definitely see the like reaction and athletic tools. Like, he pretty immediately slides down here and jumps up to contest, but just a pretty poor attempt. That's a great finish by Kenan Catchings too, but definitely raw in terms of like hand placement and timing as a shot blocker, but all of like the instinctual and athletic tools. Nice job by Demon, who is VJ with the board. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of technical refinement that needs to happen with Edgecombe, picking his spots as a closeout defender, just way too far on the right side of this defender, giving him baseline. Baylor obviously does play like a heavy no middle a lot of the time, so again, don't want to like fully comment on whether that's scheme or whether or not, but it's never a good thing to give up just like a wide open baseline drive and a floater like he did there. But anyways, I think Edgecombe certainly has a very high ceiling on defense. Like, there's no questioning that, just with the tools and the instincts that he has. This is a really impressive performance. I didn't really necessarily expect him to shoot the ball like he did. This is probably the best shooting performance that I've seen of him maybe in his life, and smothers that player at the end of the game for his last clip. But shout out VJ Edgecombe for the way he shot the ball in this game. If he keeps doing that, he can be a top 5, top 4. I could see him getting that high on my board just because the physical tools are that special. I am moving up on him a little bit in conference play. Still not in like my top tiers because I do worry about the creation at the highest levels, but man, is he so good in so many other ways. But let me know what you think and who you want to see next.